Good morning. I am Dr. Anil Tyagi. You all doctors or optometry are welcome in channel The Passionate Fighter for Freedom of India. You know my last video I informed about the meetings with the Supreme Court lawyers, and we now we are not in position to take the decision to file the litigations proceedings on the basis of the lawyers' recommendations. But before the filings, we want to inform about the meetings, what matter has been discussed, and what will be the next steps to be adopted by the associations to establish the optometry councils instead of ophthalmic science through the PIL under the Supreme Court. Thank you. You go ahead and see the video. Video is self-explanatory. Lawyer suggested how much time will take, how much fund will be required, how many person will be involved, how much documentation required, and what levels we require the different level of the lawyers to be appear in the honorable court. Thank you. Go to have the look in this video, and after that the video I will inform about the decision of the DOA with the consultation of the lawyers. Please have this video. Thank you. Thank you very much.
इस तरीके से करेंगे या आप सवाल पूछेंगे और उसके बाद मैं आपको एडमिट कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है? हाँ जी। हेलो हाँ मैडम अनिका जी Hello.
Hello, yes sir, am I audible?
You are audible.
Yes, tell me.
You are welcome in the committee meeting. I will just introduce the Satya Singh, the Treasurer, Dr. Prem Singh, hello, the Vice President, and
Dr. what?
Yes. Dr. Yogita.
So your voice is cracking in between actually, no? Your voice is cracking a little bit.
Yes, there is a internet problem, so I think there is a possibility. I'm just few minutes. I have elaborated to our each and every matter which has been discussed before at your chamber, and even also evening. Can you just details about how you will proceed the process? Number one, current status of our application which has been submitted to the Honorable President of India and the Chief Executive PO office. So our grievances dispense our profession has been diluted by the Act. So now we want to restore our existence as a optometry council separately, or you can club in the schedule which has been replaced. So just please give the your opinions and suggestions.
Okay. First of all, hello everybody. So I am Monica. Yeah. So see, in this matter, since we are challenging the Central Government Act, therefore we'll be filing a PIL before the Supreme Court of India. Right, sir? So in this article, the act which we are talking about is of 2021. So by far now we have sent two different letters to one is the PMO, which was also sent in November 2024, and the other is to the President of India, but our grievance has not been answered, right? So PIL that we would be filing, in that we would be challenging the very act itself, firstly. तो जैसा आपका ग्रीवियंस है जो आपको आपकी प्रोफेशन में जो डाइल्यूशन आया है, the real credibility that you should be getting that you have not got. So with that we have to challenge the act, and that can be done through PIL. So the PIL, I told Dr. in the evening also, we have two-way options here. Either we make a senior advocate of the Supreme Court of India appear in the matter, who charges for appearances, or either we engage the AOR. So we have two options available with us. So the AOR that I have spoken with has given me a tentative schedule of its fees for the entire case. That would be 4.5 lakh rupees. That's a tentative that he has given me. I am yet to brief the senior because we have to have a meeting with the briefing council of the AOR. And there's another option that we can approach a senior advocate. For that matter, I have suggested in my opinion, there are three different advocates in the Supreme Court of India who are very good at the constitutional matters, because this is a constitutional matter and will be taken care by the constitutional bench itself, including the Chief Justice of India, Mr. Gavai. So therefore now, your association has to take the call whether we approach this matter through the senior advocate or through the AOR. The respective schedule of the fees and everything have been shared by Doctor, which if you want I can brief you also. And apart from that, whatever you guys want to know, please let me know. Please feel free to ask. What more elaborate discussion would you like to have on this one?
Do you mean AOR means?
It's advocate on report, sir. He's not a senior advocate, like not a designated senior advocate in the Supreme Court of India. But he is a senior advocate who has been practicing in Supreme Court.
And they have practiced the constitutional component earlier?
Yes. They have practiced the constitutional components and various other components in the Supreme Court of India. He has basically the AOR are the one who actually sign and file cases in the Supreme Court of India. Without an AOR, nobody can file any case per se in the Supreme Court of India. But then in the matter pertaining to your PIL, it's a rule of the Supreme Court, it's under the rule of the Supreme Court, and AOR are specifically permitted to argue the matter, may it be an AOR or a senior advocate, who is a designated senior in the Supreme Court of India. So that's why we have to approach it through this rule.
Okay, so after studying our case, how do you feel like? One, should we go for it? And second, if we go for it, like what are the chances that we be on positive side for the outcome?
Okay. So honestly speaking, in my opinion, I have gone through the documents that have been provided to me. I have gone through the International Labour Organization coding and WHO guidelines and what is the scenario of optometrists worldwide. So in my opinion, yes, we do have a strong standing. There is a 50% chance that this case is admitted in the Honorable Supreme Court, and the notice is issued to the other party, which is the central government. So for the central government, Mr. Tushar Mehta, who is the standing counsel of the Government of India in the Honorable Supreme Court, would be appearing. So I would suggest that it would be a hope. Like it would be a hopeful thing for us if a notice is being issued on the very first day. So that would be our first priority. And in case when the notice is issued, in that case, it's my personal suggestion that when you're going to the arguments, if we can go for any senior advocate as discussed with Mr. Anil also in the evening, it would be great for us. So it's a 50% chance. So only I feel is that the act has been passed in 2021. So no objections per se was raised in 2021, and now we are standing in 2025. Also, the letter was given in 2024. So by far, the action was not taken. Almost like November, it was given, and we are almost approaching the end of the 2024. Like almost 7 months have passed. So that's the only difference I think as of now in this matter. Otherwise, so it has a strong standing. Let's see now how Supreme Court because on arguments part, my AOR would be arguing the best. Now it depends on the judiciary.
So Mr. Tyagi sir can elaborate about this, why we are delayed, if we are delayed, because from committee's point of view, we say the stand was taken long back that we will be going against this bill because we could see the flaws in it, which were not in the interest of optometrists as such. So we did take a lot of steps in that. Whatever was suggested by the actually advocates with whom we were in connect earlier. And through him only we got to know more recently that this needs to be taken care forward by the constitutional advocates, and that's a new process that we have got to know more recently. And that's what Tyagi sir has called this meeting, along with you, in fact, after meeting you only. So, Tyagi sir, if you can share more, like Ms. Kanika is saying that we are a little late in this. Do we have enough evidences that we tried enough a month earlier?
I was not in India last 7 months, so it made up from my side. So I was, we have submitted some documents to earlier advocates, and he given the time, he is examining, but some technically he is having some problem in their family, so he could not be.
Will that be the reason? Like, will that be accepted in the court? Kanika ji?
Sir, in my opinion, that would not be considered, to be very honest on the case. But now I tell you what is the best thing we have is that on 5th of November, as I can see from the documents, on 5th of November we have sent a letter, which is very recent, right? Not as late as the Act has been passed in 2021. The letter has been sent in 2024, right? On the basis of that, we can definitely, and sir, because sir is claiming that he was not in, town. He was not in country itself. Forget about town, he was not in country. So yeah, definitely we cannot go with the ground that the council who was approached earlier has some technical issues and could not do it. We can definitely take this ground that the president consensus was to be taken by the association and he was not available due to any personal reason he was out of the country, which is very well permissible. Anyways, sir, this is not going to hamper your case. All I'm telling you is that this is a small lacuna that can be asked from the central government part. This is a question that would be raised, and in all probability, this question would be raised when the Act was passed in 2021. If you guys have an objection, why did not a single optometrist come to the right? That time it would have been infringement of your fundamental rights. Why did a single optometrist from the country came to object that act? So that was an objection that could have been raised in 2021, but nonetheless, you guys did not have an idea about it.
Like that, if we didn't raise it, maybe we didn't reach the court at that moment. We try other means. Referring to the all documentation and raising our concern to the president, even the Prime Minister and President of India offices, and those applications are there in record actually.
Yeah, they are on their record. They are on record. Even I've gone to the annexures also. By going to the annexures, I'm telling you, by considering, sir, I tell you very simply, considering the scenarios worldwide, we can definitely press on this matter, considering the scenario which is going on worldwide, right? And on that ground, we can establish a strong case. Our grounds are very strong based on the ILO, coding, and then your World Health Organization has something, international standard has given something, and considering all the developed nations or the developing nations, or in fact the nations who are surrounding us, neighboring countries का भी अगर हम reasoning लेंगे या Southeast Asian countries का भी लेंगे, then we have a strong point to argue on that point. All my pointers which I had explained on the very first meeting also, when I had it, then I go through your documents, I'll see what are the probabilities. And I at that time also told that the only hope we have is that on the very first day we should be praying that the notice is issued in Supreme Court. Trust me, sir, if the notice on this application on the PIL that we are going to file, if the notice is issued, I can tell you that this is going to be a landmark judgment that is going to come to the country if this happens. The only hope we have is the issuance of notice, and that's completely on judiciary how they going to take it. Definitely our arguments matter, but completely on the judiciary, where I say that there are chances that 50-50% how the Indian judicial system is going to take it now. As the ground is a strong case in my opinion.
Secondly, when I was in abroad, so I am sent many RTIs, more than 25 RTIs, and I am waiting about the reply. But none one giving the reply of my all representation from the side of the PMO, even also the President office. So we have a lot of documents, we can club with that, we are waiting from the side of His Excellency of the Chief Executive of the country. So if they are not giving the time, so we are not in the left from our side, we are waiting from that, they can give justice to us. They are not giving us just file the litigation in the Supreme Court.
Yes. See, sir, in this very point also, I would like to conclude that you had run pillar to post to get the remedy, which you could have done with any prudent man or a man would do. But since the best point in your case is that since you have not received any reply from any of the authorities, so now the question is on them that why have they not replied so far? Any prudent man deserves a reply, which you have not received as an association also and as an individual also.
Yes. Secondly, will be some financially status, how much funds we required for the preliminary and the tentative, we just gave the details.
Okay, so
Yes.
sorry, your voice was cracking. Sorry.
How much the amount for the documentation, for the hearing of the senior advocate, or from your side, your team, we just give the detail of the.
All right, sir. So we are going to go with the AOR scenario, or we will do like hire some senior advocate. So you can tell me.
I think I personally feel, sir, if the notice is such an important step in itself, I think when you're putting in efforts, we should try to go for, if not the best in the country, but at least somebody who can really have a strong say when they are like proposing a case.
Alright, so then I'll tell you briefly about the details because I'll tell you brief details and then I'll take your questions so forth. So I had a word with the AOR also. So with the AOR, to the entire matter, this appearance fees which he has charged is tentatively 4.75 to 5 lakh, which I had tried to, cut down to 4.5, which I had spoken to him, which his briefing counsel has apparently told me that once the meeting is done with the sir, the commercials could be decided, but it would be somewhere around 4 to 5. It would be in the bracket of 4 to 5 with the AOR, and that's just the appearance charges of the AOR. The drafting charges and the miscellaneous charges would vary in both the cases which I just briefed you about. And about the senior advocates, so we have 3 senior advocates in my opinion who are really good with the commercial constitutional matters. One is Mr. Vikas Singh, Advocate Vikas Singh, who is a senior advocate and also the president of your Supreme Court. So he does the constitutional matters and he charges 6 lakh per hearing. That's a tentative fee that I'm telling you. I can't be sure that this is the fees that is going to quote for this matter. That would be told to you by his PA once the meeting is done or before the meeting. And all the seniors and AOR, they take the fees prior to the meetings. So it's all done in advance and that would be informed to you by the PA. So this is Vikas Singh sir, and then next we have Abhishek Manu Singhi, who's actually on a bit higher side. He charges tentative 13 to 14 lakh per hearing. And one is S.N. Woodmeader sir, who's a retired justice from the Honorable Supreme Court, now currently serving as a senior advocate. He also charges approximately 7 to 8 lakh per hearing. So now the decision is on your association that these are the charges for the AOR and the senior advocates. So whatever.
Charging for the documentations, paperwork.
Yeah. So for the documentation, since if we go for the AOR, because for the senior counsels, they prefer to get their drafts prepared by themselves. So that would be told by the respective senior's office only. But if we go for the AOR, then the drafting charges for the PIL per se would be 80,000 rupees, and the miscellaneous charges, since we have a lot of documents and extras that has to be attached with our petition, and the Supreme Court, everything has to go tight. So as of now, I have taken a tentative idea from the clerk by telling him that there are approximately 200 to 50 pages that needs to be filed. So the tentative idea that he has given me is 25 to 30, which I'll try to cut down the max I can. So that's the clerical charges he has given me. These are the drafting of the PIL and the miscellaneous charges. Apart from that, whenever next we are meeting whosoever from your team, whether it's Mr. Anilji or whosoever is company, whenever we are meeting the briefing council, his meeting charges would vary, and the briefing council for the AOR has told that he would be taking a briefing, like the briefing charges would be 35,000. प्लस जो भी उनके साथ मीटिंग होगी, briefing council के साथ primary meeting जो होगी, उसके जो charges होंगे I'll let you know, and after that per hearing my charges are going to be 15,000, and so would be the weekly council charge 20-25,000 later, which I have not taken a correct figure for. As and when the dates are approaching, it would be before that.
Yogita ji, any question from your side? Yogita ji?
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Yogita Rajdhani from Mumbai. Nice talking with you, and thank you for all your detailed explanation. I just wanted to know, as you have explained two separate category, AOR and the constitutional lawyer. So, in both the process, do you think the process will be the similar in terms of duration? Of course, there are a lot of cost differences, but the duration also matters. So, which one will be the more speedy and more?
Pardon? Sorry?
Which one will be the more faster one as compared to each of them?
Ma'am, no, it's not about the process being, taken care faster or something like that. So I'll just brief you about the Supreme Court procedure. In Supreme Court, what happens is generally that we file a case, then that is what I was telling you, the previous charges. Ma'am, we have to choose a clerk who can get the filing and the case registration. So it depends on that clerk. We have to give something to that clerk so that he can get it filed. First thing. Second thing, ma'am, when the matter would be taken in the court, in Supreme Court, there is no definite date that has been given. Right? Supreme Court just tells that a date would be given, and that's tentative. We have to keep checking. So the procedural time that is going to take is going to be the same. It's just the face value of an advocate which is being charged for, which you are being charged for.
Yeah, but as you said, Mr. Supreme Court lawyer, Mr. Vikas Singh will charge per hearing 6 lakhs rupees. So we will just, yeah.
मैडम, जैसे आपने केस फाइल किया आज, तो ये कितने दिन में एक्सेप्ट होगा? क्या प्रोसेस रहता है उसका?
Sir, it will take time. It will take time, at least 10 to 15 days. It depends on the registry. It depends on the registry. It will take 10 to 15 days at max.
और जो डॉक्यूमेंटेशन रेडी होंगे उसमें कितना टाइम लगता है?
Sir, I will definitely have to take time to prepare this PIL, because इसके पहले briefing होनी है. I'll brief the AOR or the respective senior has to be briefed. Then accordingly, that has to take. It will take time, sir.
How much time do you know?
So for my drafting, once it's settled with the AOR or the senior advocate, whosoever you choose, after that I'll be taking 15 to 20 days to draft. At least 2 weeks time I need to draft. Because it's a PIL, I don't want to, leave any scope that is not covered.
All the process will take 1.5 months from the documentation to file and acceptance of the registrar.
Yes. Tentatively, you can say. Tentative.
And how many people can represent from the association? Physically present over there.
Either you can choose an authorized representative, or it's a very good thing that all of you can join the matter. There is a VC link. We are very thankful that we are staying in Delhi, and it's the Honorable Supreme Court. You can all join from VC link. I'll provide the VC link for you. You all can join from the VC link from your end. Just don't switch on your mic and just.
Thank you very much. You have seen all the video, the meeting we had with the Supreme Court lawyer. Thank you very much. Now, I will send you next video that on the basis of this meeting with the lawyers, we had taken some consent of the board members. Thank you very much to watch this video. Next video, I will inform what is the decisions, how much fund required, how we can involve other associations. We are going to fix a Zoom meetings of the president and secretary of the optometry registered associations across India. Thank you. my next video, you watch it. It is in the interest of the optometry. Do you need your support, cooperation, and your positive blessings. Thank you very much. Thank you.